Sign in from Douluo Chapter 31. 31 The red spirit ring slowly presses down on Wang Xiao's head, then shrinks, thickens and floats to the bloodvein spirit body, sets it on and starts fused together. Bloodvein received the spirit power of the spirit ring, its speed expanded, and it mutated into a whole body red, which was unusually coquettish. Wang Xiao yelled. Continuously energy poured into his body through the bloodvein spirit, impacting his internal organs, strangely 8 extraordinary meridians, every body corner, the piercing feeling rise in the mind. Wang Xiao's blood boils up and down all over his body like lava and lava running around in his body. After a meeting, his whole body was blood red. It became bloody. I can't see the facial features clearly. It's just 7 apertures exquisite heart which is still intact. Wang Xiao now has his body damaged by the spirit power of the 100,000-year spirit ring, but his consciousness is still there, and everything is clearly understood just like a normal person, but I don't know what will happen next. Why is this? Wang Xiao muttered to himself. If the body can't return to its original appearance, won't you become a walking corpse? He was a little worried. His bloody appearance now, no matter how strong he is, it would be hurtful. If you go out like this, can you still pick up girls? Unless special methods are used, it is estimated that crooked melons and cracked dates will not be soaked. System elder sister, look at me, can you return to normal? I mean my face, body can return to the way it was before. Handsome, is it to the point of scumbag? Ding, yes, the Lolita who signed into the system replied. When? Speak, Wang Xiao asked. Signs into the system and remains silent. Wang Xiao is speechless. Suddenly there was a burst of continuous energy gushing out of my heart. Wang Xiao immediately felt that the energy gushing from 7 apertures exquisite heart, like a warm sweet spring, spread all over the body, warm and comfortable. After this energy flooded his body became a big blood cell, round and round like a big blood egg. Afterwards, Wang Xiao felt that his body was reorganizing, growing, swelling, changing. I don't know how long it took. Wang Xiao only awoke from the bewildered dream. After opening his eyes, he saw the sunlight in the sky which had risen above his head. My eyes are a little uncomfortable with the stimulation of the sun. They open and close and open again. After a few more massages with both hands, it returned to normal. Look at my body again, since it is intact and very strong. It seems that my body was completely destroyed after absorbing the 100,000-year spirit ring of climbing mountain tiger, and then was restored by the energy of 7 apertures exquisite heart, and the body was born. After the mutation, it can be considered a new life. Wang Xiao quickly walked to the lake and saw his reflection in the water. It was no longer the small bones of the 6-year-old boy, but about 15 years old. The appearance of the boy around, strong features, oval face, delicate features, beautiful skin, perfect figure, muscular body and 12-pack abs, simply handsome. Actually, he didn't know that he had slept for 3 days and 3 nights this time. Wang Xiao saw that he was naked, so he looked for it, and it was all rotten and fell to the ground. I picked up the 24 moonlit bridges on the ground and checked it, but it was not broken. I took a set of clothes out of it and found that I couldn't wear it anymore. Somewhat funny. That's right, I was a 6-year-old boy before and now I'm 15 years old. How could I wear such a child's clothes? Wang Xiao can only put it inside, take out all of his clothes, tear them apart, tie them together and put them on the body for the time being, as long as they can cover their shame. Buy another clothes that you can wear when you go outside. Now 10, 100, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 100,000 years spirit ring has been absorbed, and it is time to leave. However, I was a little hungry and planned to eat something before leaving. Wang Xiao immediately caught a big fish from the lake, made a fire and grilled it to eat. Ding, Xiao has completed the task of hunting the soul in the forest this time. Reward, an upgraded version of the internal energy function. The lowly voice who signed into the system sounded again. System elder sister, what kind of work is the internal energy? Wang Xiao asked curiously. Ding, the upgraded version of internal energy is a set of cultivation techniques without offensive, only auxiliary. The main use of pictures, you can hide your strength, breath, etc. Let others not touch and see you. Ding, no matter how powerful soul masters and abilities are, they can't peep your true strength. This is the true essence of the internal energy enhanced version. Do you understand? Oh, I understand. Wang Xiao is overjoyed. With this cultivation technique, I will be a secret agent in the future, so I don't have to worry about it. Ding, Xiao can learn an upgraded version of the inner energy function. Do you want to learn it? Wang Xiao, learn, in his mind immediately poured into a golden rune. Although I couldn't understand it, my body moved unconsciously and sat on the ground to begin cultivation. A few days later, stop at the gate of Niuting City Primary Level Soul Master Academy. When the old 5 guards came up, they stopped the handsome boy who was near the gate. The young man has a blue silk and fluttering shoulders. He is mighty and domineering. The body is red-clothed, which is more graceful. About 15. He is no one else but Wang Xiao, who has returned from the hunting forest. Because of absorbing the spirit ring for 100,000 years, the body has undergone mutation. The original 6-year-old body is now 15-year-old. The old 5 guards didn't recognize him again, so he stopped him and prevented him from entering the academy. Fifth, I am Wang Xiao, don't you recognize it? Wang Xiao said coldly. Wang Xiao, the 5th door guard trembled. For this name there is a shadow in his heart. Wang Xiao is only 6 years old, are you a lie? The 5th guard said angrily. Boy, I want to pretend to be our brother Xiao, you are still tender. This 5th child is really annoying. Buzz buzz buzz, Tilda Wang Xiao didn't bother to talk to him, so he directly used the spirit power, and immediately under him 3 spirit rings lit up, white, yellow and purple. After seeing the 3 spirit rings rising from him, the old 5 guard sat down on the ground in fright, convulsed all over, and his voice trembled. Are you really my Xiao brother? Seems that the most straightforward way to deal with a wall grass like the old 5 is to be tough. Well, Wang Xiao said impatiently. I entered the soul-hunting forest this time to absorb the spirit ring, good luck, and absorbed an 8,000-year spirit ring. There was a little accident and the body changed, so now this body looks like a teenager. That's how it is, so that's how it is. The old 5-door guard immediately jumped from the ground, rushed to Wang Xiao, hugged his thigh to please him. Brother Xiao, you are such a genius since you have absorbed 3 spirit rings at once. And the third one is still the 8,000-year spirit ring. Among the children of the same age in Yuding City Primary Level Soul Master Academy, you are the #1 person. Wang Xiao just smiled and didn't say anything, and said in his heart, my 10,000-year spirit ring and 100,000-year spirit ring have not been released yet. If you let it out, then you won't be scared to pee your pants. Wahahaha! Tilda Wang Xiao couldn't help but let out a demon laugh. Chapter 32. Wang Xiao kicked the old 5-door guard away and walked into the academy without looking back. I originally wanted to see Xiaogang, so I returned the token, but I think about it and forget it. Go back to the dormitory to take a shower and then sleep. Wang Xiao slept for a while before taking the token and returning it to Xiaogang, went to the door of his dormitory. The door was closed and locked. It should have gone out. Wang Xiao didn't wait for Xiaogang to come back. He was hungry too. He planned to go after dinner and then stroll around for some fun. By the way, take a look at the 2 stores I opened in Yuding City, a logistics store and a takeaway store. What's the business? At night, Wang Xiao returned to the academy very late, drank some wine, ate supper and was in a good mood. Mainly the 2 stores opened, both of which are profitable. I am happy, so I asked the staff in the store to celebrate. He played until so late before returning to the academy. It's so late, Wang Xiao doesn't want to go to Xiaogang to return the token, so he can only wait for tomorrow morning. Second day, early in the morning. Wang Xiao opened his eyes and was startled to see a person sitting quietly in front of the bed. A closer look, it turned out to be Xiaogang. Master! Oh, Xiaogang nodded. Xiao, when I came back last night, I heard the guard 5 say you I'm back. I'm here to look for your absence, so I can only come to look for you this morning. Wang Xiao immediately took out the token and returned it to him, saying, well, I went to your dormitory yesterday afternoon. When I got together with my friends, I came back late. By the way, Xiao, I also heard the 5th doorman say that you absorbed 3 spirit rings at once. Are they really fake? This 5th child is really a big mouth. I can't hide things in my heart just like that for a lifetime. Well, master, the first one is a 10-year spirit ring, but the second one is 900 years and the third one is 8,000 years. 8,000 years, I also absorbed 3 spirit rings at once. How did Xiao do it? Xiaogang looked unbelievable. Then Xiao, can you show me these 3 spirit rings? Buzz, buzz, buzz. Tilda Wang Xiao said nothing. Immediately released 1, 2 or 3 spirit rings. They are 10 years, 100 years and 1,000 years. White, yellow and purple. Xiaogang's eyes lit up, full of surprised look. This was the first time he saw that someone absorbed 3 spirit rings at once. The last one is still 1,000 years old. This Xiao can be regarded as a monster among monsters. If I'm right, your body will mutate. It must have mutated after absorbing this 8,000 years of spirit ring? Right. Xiaogang analyzed. So now your cultivation base should be above level 30 and soon you should be able to absorb the 4th spirit ring, the Wanian spirit ring. Wang Xiao looks like I don't understand anything. I don't know how much I am. Master, you can be as much as you say it is. Xiaogang satisfied nodded. In this way you go today as an appraisal of Spirit Hall. You can also get the Soul Master Micro Chapter transferred by Spirit Hall with Soul Coin subsidy, which will be enough for your living expenses in the academy in the future. Master, Wang Xiao promised sentence. Then I chatted with Xiaogang for a while before I left the academy gate and headed directly to the Spirit Hall. Xin said, Brother Tao, we are going to meet again. In a short while he came to the Spirit Hall in Yuding City. This Spirit Hall is just a small spirit sub-hall in Heaven Du Empire. Wang Xiao took a look. It was more magnificent than the Spirit Hall in Saint Spirit Village. There is also a guard standing guard and there is a soul master inside who is responsible for daily work management. Unlike the Spirit Hall in those villages, it is only for awakening, nothing compares. The huge dome building has an area of more than 100 meters with a single facade and a height of 20 meters. It is divided into 3 floors. On the gate, there is only a long sword logo. Wang Xiao knows from the original book of Douluo continent that the fewer signs, the lower the level. Wuhun City Spirit Hall has only one sword symbol, which means it is the lowest existence of Spirit Hall. That boy, please stop. As soon as Wang Xiao walked to the entrance of Spirit Hall, he was stopped by a guard standing guard. Uncle, my name is Wang Xiao. I am a student of Notting Academy to evaluate the spirit level. Young Dorman glanced at Wang Xiao and saw that he was not like an elementary school student. Wait, you have 14 and 5 years, right? Who said I'm only 6 years old? Okay. Wang Xiao does not admit that he is 15 years old. If you admit, then you can't get in. 6-year-old. Another mustache guard sneered. 6-year-old is this big. Have you ever seen a brat in open crotch pants when uncle, or did you never see 10? A 5-year-old boy, the big-headed doorman nodded, also felt that he was abnormal. Boy acquainted, hurry up, or you will be accused of pretending to be a student of Notting Academy, and caught and handed over to Spirit Hall for handling. These 2 guards really have eyes but fail to recognize Mount Tai. They must have the ability to catch me. Wang Xiao glanced at the 2 of them with the highest spirit scholar level. Now I don't say that he is also at the spirit ancestor level around 50. With a slap you can shoot him 70-80, which is not a problem. The 2 uncle, it's like this. Wang Xiao absorbed himself into the 1,000-year spirit ring, and talked to the 2 guards about the matter of the body's mutation. Haha tilde. The 2 guards hearing this, glanced at each other and both sneered. Just you can absorb the 1,000-year spirit ring, dream about you. What do you think about? If you can absorb the 1,000-year spirit ring, I can kneel on the ground and shout you have 1,000 grandfather. If you dare to swindle me, I'll hit you and you don't even know grandfather. Hurry up. The big head guard snarled with a sound. The last expulsion order was placed. Hey, Wang Xiao is unable to spit out. These 2 people really won't shed tears till you have seen your coffin. Don't give up until the Yellow River. Give up. Then I will let you see what is a surprise. The 2 guards still looked disgusted and contemptuous and did not believe in his abilities at all. We walked to him together, looking cold, trying to drive him away. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The guard approached Wang Xiao. As the spirit power fluctuated from him a few times, it was immediately released from under him. 1, 2, 3, 4 spirit rings. This time Wang Xiao directly showed a 10,000-year spirit ring, which surprised the 2 guards. The 2 guards were startled and busy counting the spirit ring released from him. 1, 2, 3, 4. White, yellow, purple and black. I rely on Wanian spirit ring. Well, it is a 10,000-year spirit ring and there are 4. Although he is 15 years old, he has 4 spirit rings. This is in Wuhun City, appeared. The mustache guard tremblingly said. The big head guard immediately fell to his knees. Even in our spirit hall there is no soul master who has absorbed 10,000 years of spirit ring. The 2 guards immediately owed a respect to Wang Xiao and respectfully. Faced with such a spirit elder who has a spirit ring for thousands of years, it is too late to find fault wherever he can. Open the door immediately and let him in. Wang Xiao is not welcome and swaggers into it. Looking around, the entire spirit hall is really extraordinary. The huge crystal window, sun shone brightly, colorful murals and various decorations give people a magnificent visual enjoyment. 1 word good, 2 words really good. Wang Xiao slightly smiled and walked to the reception hall. There were not many people inside and suddenly he saw a man and a woman walking side by side. I immediately recognized it. It was Brother Tao. The other one should be his girlfriend Sissy. Sexy is very sexy. It just gives people a sense of tart and mean. The kind of woman who is not easy to get along with. Brother Tao, I trust you have been well since we last met. After 3 steps and 2 steps, Wang Xiao stepped forward and said hello. You really? Su Yuntao looked at the boy in front of him differently as if he had no memory of him. So very curious, where have you seen it? Wang Xiao immediately said. You are really a nobleman and forget things. We just met a month ago. The Saint Spirit Village Spirit Hall awakened and 2 innately appeared at the same time. The child of full spirit power, one is Tang San, the other is Wang Xiao. Do you remember? Oh, Su Yuntao immediately got an impression. Remember. It's a pity you 2 spirit is not good. A blue silver grass, a blood vein. He finished speaking and shook his head again, only to realize something was wrong. Re-evaluated Wang Xiao. No, you are not Wang Xiao. He is only 6 years old and you are both 15 years old. If you dare to impersonate him in front of me, what should be the crime? Wang Xiao leaned in his ear immediately and whispered a few words in private. Su Yuntao heard this with a face of disbelief, immediately left his girlfriend Sissy and pulled him to the corner and asked harshly. Boy, don't you lie to me, otherwise you have you it looks good. Wang Xiao swears. I lied to you to be struck by lightning, I lied to you not to die, and you were drowned when you went out, right? Okay, then follow me to see Matthew Nuo. Thank Yuntao didn't say much and walked forward. Wang Xiao followed closely from behind. Soon, Su Yuntao took him to Matthew Nuo's office and introduced him to Wang Xiao's identity. Machino listened. Tusk was amazed and took him to the spirit appraisal laboratory for grade evaluation. The old soul master heard Su Yuntao say that he has a 10,000-year spirit ring, so he doesn't believe it. But if it is true or false, just test it and the answer will be revealed. Su Yuntao did not leave immediately but stood aside, mainly to see with his own eyes whether Wang Xiao really absorbed a 10,000-year spirit ring. Come on child, please stand on the test bench for identification. Matthew Newell pointed to the middle road of the pattern mark. Wang Xiao went over immediately and stood in the sign center. I glanced at the wall next to it, mostly fist-sized black stones. This thing is the same as the stones Su Yuntao used when he came to the village to awaken the children. It seems that these stones have special abilities. Okay, child, please release your spirit ring and spirit now. Matthew Newell prompted again. Wang Xiao nodded, immediately used the spirit power and released the spirit ring first. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Tilda only heard the spirit power fluctuations, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 spirit rings of different colors were released from under Wang Xiao. White, yellow, purple, and black. Is there really a 10,000-year spirit ring? This kid very awesome since it is already at the spirit elder level. Yes, not bad. With his current ability, it is not a problem to enter the Spirit Hall Academy. Two met Wang Xiao's 4 spirit rings and they were dumbfounded and talked. Stand up. At this moment, Wang Xiao's right hand released a plant spirit and his left hand released a tower spirit. It is his bloodvein spirit and another 100 treasure glazed tile pagoda. Wang Xiao chose to release 100 treasure glazed tile pagoda spirit instead of thunder hammer spirit because of the grievances between Bibai Dong and Tang Hao. Not thunder hammer, although his thunder hammer spirit is different from Clear Sky Sect's Clear Sky Hammer, but hammer spirit is the exclusive of Clear Sky Sect after all. In order not to stimulate Bibai Dong and raise suspicion, thunder hammer spirit can only temporarily avoid it. The reason is very simple. He came to Spirit Hall to do Soul Master level evaluation this time just to join Spirit Hall, otherwise I won't come. Chapter 33. What spirit is this? 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda. Unlike 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, ending Fengzhai's one is only 7 layer and he only has a daughter who inherits his spirit, and another person is impossible to inherit the spirit. This tower-shaped spirit has 100 layers, even colored glaze. The tower should not be called 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda, it should be called 100 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda. Since this kid lied to me. Obviously innately full spirit power, twin spirits. At the time in Saint Spirit Village, only one bloodvein spirit was shown to me, and this 100 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda spirit was indeed hidden, otherwise I would have brought him back to Spirit Hall a long time ago and almost lost a genius. Yun Tao only knew now that he was deceived by Wang Xiao. Ma Xinyu listened and said with no anger, Xiao, let me tell you what you are. Youngsters should be attentive and careful in doing things, don't be impetuous or frivolous. Like Xiao, this kind of genius appears under your nose. Since I can ignore it, I still want to be promoted and make a fortune. Oh, how can I say you are good? I think you will end up like this for the rest of your life. Su Yuntao also felt that he was careless, frivolous, and unreliable. With this kind of genius in front of one's eyes, he couldn't see it. If it was spread out, he wouldn't become himself. A stain that will last a lifetime. Fortunately, there is still a chance to remedy it, otherwise it would be too unreliable. Old Soul Master, there is still more than a month before the primary level academy starts and it happens to be notified now and it can be remedied. Well, Matthew nodded. Xiao, if you still have knotted brains, then do it. I'm a lot of age and I don't have the heart to be promoted. I will give you this opportunity to youngster. I hope you can seize it in the future. It depends on your good fortune. Su Yuntao is overjoyed. Thank you, Old Soul Master, I will not let you down. Let's do it. Matthew New was a little speechless. Since this kind of genius is regarded as a waste talent, he is not at all mindful. The tool man is really hammered, he said to Wang Xiao again. Okay, child, please take back your spirit. Wang Xiao took it back immediately and then walked to the two of them and asked, Ma Xinyu, grandfather, what level am I? Ma Xinyu kindly nodded. Your 4 spirit rings are white, yellow, purple, and black. 2 of them are 8,000 years old and 30,000 years old. Now his level is level 42, and his title is Spirit Ancestor level. Wang Xiao thought about it, and his 4 spirit rings level 42 is Spirit Ancestor level. Yes, if you count the 100,000-year spirit ring 5 together, it should be above level 50. In this way, one's title is Spirit King level. Wang Xiao was overjoyed and even felt fortunate that he himself, this time the Soul Hunting Forest and his party, since they have been promoted from the Soul Master to the Spirit King. Next time I go to Sunset Forest or Star Douluo, can I not become the Soul Emperor, Spirit Saint, or Spirit Douluo? Ma Xinyu took him back to the office immediately, sent a Spirit Ancestor microchapter and gave 5 gold coins. Child, this microchapter represents that you are already a real Soul Master, and these 5 gold coins are a kind of subsidy to your Spirit Ancestor level. The higher the level, the more subsidy. Like you are Spirit Ancestor level, so the subsidy is 5 gold coins a year if you reach Spirit King, Spirit Saint, or higher, then more. If you join Spirit Hall, become a full-time Soul Master and work for us, then the subsidy will be higher. This is something later. The key depends on your ability. The higher your ability, the more you can be reinstated by Spirit Hall's superiors and the more rewards you will receive. Of course, it's not just the level of subsidy. There are other benefits. For example, it helps you go to the forest to hunt spirit beasts to get the spirit ring or the more cherished spirit bone, etc. benefits. So child, I ask you now, would you like to join Spirit Hall and become a real soul master? Matthew Niu said at the end, finally speaking of the point. This is also the last thing he wants to say to Wang Xiao. Having said so many benefits, it is nothing more than abducting him to join Spirit Hall. Seeing that Wang Xiao was still hesitating, Su Yuntao couldn't sit still immediately. In the past, he took his hand and said a little excitedly, I said Xiao, joining our Spirit Hall, there are so many benefits, like this kind of extremely rare opportunity, you must not, if you miss it, it will depend on your choice today. You are absolutely right. As long as you nod your head, Brother Tao, I will report to the Spirit Hall superiors and contact you as soon as I have news. There have been 2 geniuses like you in the entire Douluo continent in 100 years, and you are the third one, and the other is Bibai Dong under the crown of Supreme Pontiff. If my guess is correct, once your innately full spirit power and twin spirits are reported up, even Supreme Pontiff Palace's Supreme Pontiff will be displayed again. Pima Xiu Niu nodded immediately, took the conversation and said, Xiao Tao is right, a genius soul master like you who has been rare in a century is a genius that we can't ask for in Spirit Hall. How can we not be crowned by Supreme Pontiff? Focus on cultivating you. As soon as you join, you will definitely go straight to Supreme Pontiff Palace. At that time, you will be a new generation seed member of Supreme Pontiff Palace, and you can meet Supreme Pontiff directly. Next, instead of working together like this kind of good thing, my old guy is hopeless, it's up to you, child. Finally, you are also the talent of our new Ding City Spirit Hall. In the future you are brilliant, then our lowest Spirit Hall can follow you too, and I can also be touched. Su Yuntao flickered again. Xiao, don't hesitate anymore, don't hesitate. Let slip an opportunity, it won't come anymore. Once you miss this opportunity, you won't even have access to regret medicine in the future. If you don't lie to you, Xiao, just listen to brother and agree to it right away, okay? Wang Xiao tusk, Brother Tao is so anxious, I blame my heart for being too soft, my heart is too soft and I always don't want to refuse your kindness. Ding Xiao's next sign-in location, Supreme Pontiff Palace, there may be special rewards. Note, the failed sign-in task is repeated and punished. Sign into the system lowly Yindao. Wang Xiao slightly smiled. Zheng means, system elder sister, there is no time limit this time. Ding, yes, within 3 months. This is good, it won't take 3 months anyway, I guess I can go to the Supreme Pontiff Palace. Ding, Xiao, this system wishes you good luck, come on. K. System younger sister? Ding, shouldn't it be an elder sister? Why is it called a younger sister? You are my system, I call it whatever I like. Signed into the system and was speechless. Wang Xiao looked towards Erendao. Okay, Brother Tao, Matthew Niu, grandfather, I listen to you all, can you add it if you say? Ah, Ma Xianyu and Su Yuntao hearing this are overjoyed, and immediately register Wang Xiao's name and place of residence, inform the superior of Spirit Hall and notify him as soon as there is news. After a few hours, Wang Xiao just came out of the Spirit Hall. When he reached the gate, the 2 guards took the initiative to greet him and say hello. Looking up at the sky, it was blue, and my heart said it has been more than a month and I haven't seen Xiao Wu. I don't know how she's doing now, I just have time, so why don't you go and have a look? I heard some small gifts, by the way. Sissy looked at Su Yuntao, who came by feeling angry in her heart. She left without saying a word just now. She didn't know that the kid was who he was more important than herself. Yuntao, what is that boy doing? Oh, Su Yuntao held his hair with his hand and said handsomely. Sissy, he is here to evaluate the spirit level. Then again, tell you a little secret, can't you tell others? You said. Sissy was a little curious, what secret could make him like this? Su Yuntao immediately leaned his head and whispered a few words in his girlfriend's ear. Sissy was immediately stunned and whispered. You said he is innately full spirit power and twin spirits again. There are 4 spirit rings, one for 8,000 years and one 30,000 years old, and it's still a spirit ancestor of level 42. Well, Master Matthew and I just identified it from the laboratory, it can't be wrong. What is this, not a genius? She looked incredulous. Although it is true, it does not seem to be true. I also found myself, did I miss something just now? A few days later, the sun is in the sky, sun shone brightly, Taoshan village. Xiao Wu was taking a nap. He suddenly heard someone calling and opened his eyes in a daze only to see a 10 in front of him. How old is the handsome boy of oval face? The slender hand wiped his eyes, looked again for a while, jumped up from the bed and circled him a few times but still didn't recognize him. His eyes are a bit familiar and he feels familiar. Who are you? Why did you come to my bedroom without the permission of this miss? Xiao Wu, as he said, he stepped aside, raised his hands and opened his posture, intending to attack the boy. Chapter 34. Buzz, till the young man didn't explain much. The spirit power fluctuated throughout his body and 1, 2, 3, 4 souls were released under him. Xiao Wu was taken aback and hurried back a few steps. Her keen intuition told her that the boy in front of her was not an enemy but a friend. What do you want to do? With 4 spirit rings, the level must be above 40 spirit ancestor level. The corner of the boy's mouth smiled and he immediately took back the spirit ring. In fact, she was not someone else, it was Wang Xiao who came to Taoshan village mainly to see Xiao Wu. He is about to leave Newting City and sign in at Supreme Pontiff Palace. Xiao Wu, I am Wang Xiao, brother Xiao. How could it be possible that he is only 5 or 6 years old and you can say that there are also a dozen? Are you old? Xiao Wu looked at him suspiciously. Quickly, why are you pretending to be my Xiao brother? What is your heart? Wang Xiao no to answer her questions. She sat down on the chair by the door and raised her legs to say with a smile. Xiao Wu, the battle at the entrance to the village, do you remember? My first once at your house, you have eaten the noodles and poached eggs, so why don't you remember your brother? Xiao Wu's expression changed immediately and he said to his heart, is he really my little brother Xiao? Otherwise you won't know the secrets between me and brother Xiao. But his appearance, how can he become like this after only a few months? But you are different from my Xiao. He is only my taller, not like you, but you are so old, how could it be my Xiao brother? Xiao Wu's face suddenly darkened and he felt something was wrong. Could it be, is it because Xiao told you this, or what do you do to him? Wang Xiao laughed. You saw that just now. I have 4 spirit rings, white, yellow, purple and black. The purple one is the 8,000-year spirit ring. The black one is 30,000 years old, and it is precisely because of absorbing this 30,000-year spirit ring that my body can't stand the pressure, so I mutated. So you are really my little brother Xiao. Hearing this, Xiao Wu no longer doubted Wang Xiao's identity and immediately jumped into his arms. Brother Xiao, are you okay? Wang Xiao slightly smiled and touched it with his hand, touching her head. Of course it's okay. Although my body has changed after absorbing this 30,000-year-old spirit beast spirit ring, it's just a bit taller and handsome. There is nothing wrong with anything else. Yes. Xiao Wu immediately circled him a few times. There was really nothing to do, so I felt relieved. This is for you. Wang Xiao suddenly raised his hand and handed her a paper bag. Xiao, what is this? Xiao Wu asked curiously, looking at the thing in his hand. Open it and you will know. And Xiao Wu smiled and opened it. It turned out to be a thumb-sized, fragrant dessert. This is a pastry. How come I have never seen it before? This is called osmanthus cake. It is a pastry made from osmanthus and rice noodles from the mountain, so it's called osmanthus cake and I made it for you. I can't buy it at any price so I can taste it quickly. And Xiao Wu nodded, immediately took a piece, put it in the mouth and ate it. Sure enough, this kind of pastry is something I have never eaten before. It's delicious. If it is delicious, I will eat more. I will make it for you when I finish it. Well, brother Xiao, you are so kind to me. That's a must. Xiao Wu showed his sweetness smile. At night, Wang Xiao stayed at Xiao Wu's house. Second day, Wang Xiao wakes up early. Xiao Wu hasn't gotten up yet. So he made her a bowl of noodles and 2 poached eggs and then left. Spirit Hall should be dispatched soon, so you can't stay for long. Xiao, brother Xiao. When Xiao Wu woke up, he searched his house but did not find his silhouette. When she walked into the kitchen, she saw the bowl of noodles and the 2 poached eggs on the table. She knew that he was gone again, so he picked up his chopsticks, shed tears, and ate the noodles. Brother Xiao, can we still meet each other? Few days later, Su Yuntao came to the academy to find Wang Xiao and told him that someone would come and pick him up to the Supreme Pontiff Palace tomorrow and let him clean up and prepare. Wang Xiao has a calm face. Second day, Wang Xiao then went Spirit Hall. As soon as I walked to the door, I saw Su Yuntao and said hello. Brother Tao, so anxious, Su Yuntao said ill-humoredly. Mine, I'm down, can I be in a hurry? Mingxia bibai dong, impossible, it should be tilted Douluo. In the Supreme Pontiff Palace, the 2 directly under Bibai Dong's tilted Douluo. One is Ghost Douluo Gui Mei and the other is Douluo Yue Guan. The 2 people in the Supreme Pontiff Palace are absolutely hallowed figures. The left and right hands of Bibai Dong are both 9 spirit rings and tilted Douluo of level 95, the 2 of the 9 spirit rings. The highest is the black spirit ring. None of them is a red spirit ring that is more than 100,000 years old. So in terms of combat, Bibai Dong's comprehensive ability was greatly reduced. Because of this, Bibai Dong can handle the 2, otherwise her position as Supreme Pontiff is not easy to do. Douluo Continent of Powerhouse is respected. Everything depends on strength to speak, no ability, no backstage cover at any time, being knocked out of teeth and swallowed into the stomach. Brother Tao, what you said is tilted Douluo from Supreme Pontiff Palace? N. Su Yuntao's nodded excitement. Except for titled Douluo and the spirit masters above Supreme Pontiff Bibai Dong who would dare to receive this gift, Wang Xiao, as expected, followed Su Yuntao and walked into the Spirit Hall. Reception room. As soon as I entered the door, I saw Matthew Nuo and another middle-aged man sitting on the large chair on the left, and he respectfully stepped aside. Needless to say, this man is Ghost Douluo Gui Mei undoubtedly. Because his spirit is Gui Mei, he is surrounded by yin qi up and down. If you are far away, you can feel the coldness radiating from him. Seeing that Su Yuntao had brought someone in, Gui Mei immediately looked up and down the sail, which happened to collide with the gaze he cast. Wang Xiao is quite calm now after all. It is not the first time facing tilted Douluo. When I was living in 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, because of my special identity, I had been neighbors under the roof with Sword Douluo Chen Xin and Bone Douluo for several years. I saw Clear Sky Douluo Tang Hao in Saint Spirit Village again, so I can face it calmly when I meet Ghost Douluo again. Even more how, I now have a sign-in system, 100,000-year spirit ring, 7 apertures, exquisite heart, and other great reserves. So what about Tilted Douluo and Matthew Nuho and Su Yuntao are different? For Ghost Douluo, an elder-level figure who plays an important role in Spirit Hall as the lowest subordinates, they usually don't even have the opportunity to meet him. Now that we meet, they are naturally scared and nervous. This kid is what you call a talented youngster who has innately full spirit power and twin spirits in 100 years. Mashinos nodded respectfully, turned his attention to Su Yuntao, motioned for him to answer, and also wanted to give him the credit. Su Yuntao immediately understood. Yes, he is the talented youngster Wang Xiao, a child I awakened in Saint Spirit Village. Mei, hearing this, did not speak but looked towards him again, suddenly frowned. He shouldn't look like a teenager, he has passed the age of awakening. Are you lying to me? Seeing Gui Mei's anger, Su Yuntao immediately sweated on his forehead and hurriedly explained. Back to Under the Crown, things are like this. Gui Mei calmed down after hearing this. According to what you said, it's because he absorbed a 10,000-year spirit ring that his body mutated from 6 to 15 years old. Right, Mayan next. Matthew New quickly replied. Why don't you look at his spirit ring and twin spirits first? Gui Mei stared at Wang Xiao and was silent for a while, then said, All right, Ben Elder has limited time, so just let him start. If, as you said, he is a genius, Spirit Hall will definitely reward you. If it is not, then you just wait to accept the punishment. Matthew Newell quickly said, You can rest assured this matter is absolutely true. Then looked towards Wang Xiao, said, Over there. Okay, child, you can start your performance. Wang Xiao didn't say much. He started to use his whole body spirit power. Everything speaks with his own strength, not afraid of Gui Mei. Do not believe. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Tilda with a wave of spirit power fluctuations on his body. His lower body immediately released a halo of 1, 2, 3 or 4 different colors, illuminating his whole body. The imposing manner is extraordinary. Gui Mei was surprised at once. Xin said, This is a 6-year-old boy who has just awakened for more than a month and can absorb 4 spirit rings, and the last 2 are purple and black of 8,000 and 30,000 years. Spirit ring, how can we not be surprised? No surprise, genius. This is definitely a genius amongst geniuses. Even under the crown of Supreme Pontiff in the teenage years, there may not necessarily be the extraordinary natural talent of this young boy. Immediately afterwards, Wang Xiao's left hand and right hand released a plant spirit and a tool spirit respectively. It is his bloodvein spirit and 100 treasure glazed tile pagoda spirit, this. What the hell is that? After seeing his twin spirits, Gui Mei's jaw dropped again. That is bloodvein, but what is that? Is 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda of 7 treasure glazed tile school? No. The 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda is only 7 layer, and it has 100 layers, obviously not. But it also proves that in any case this youngster is indeed an extraordinary natural talent, a talented youngster that is rare in a century, possessing innately full spirit power and twin spirits. With this, it will be the next generation seed of Spirit Hall in the future. Member. When you arrive at Spirit Hall, you will definitely be valued by Supreme Pontiff, and you may be trained as a student. If nothing else, you may become the next generation of Spirit Hall as the successor of Supreme Pontiff. Limitless, so for the sake of my future it seems that I have to cheat him a little bit. Gui Mei thought it over and immediately got up and walked in front of him with his hands behind his back. An elder imposing manner said, Wang Xiao, right? Wang Xiao replied, Yes. Then congratulations to you, child. After this elder's appraisal, you have met the requirements for entering the Spirit Hall to study. Next, I will take you to the Supreme Pontiff Palace to see you. Supreme Pontiff is under the crown. Thank you. Wang Xiao slightly smiled. Everything is planned, no accidents, no suspense. This Supreme Pontiff Palace is set. Bibai Dong, see you also. Chapter 35. Few days later, Wang Xiao sitting in the giant carriage is a bit boring. Ruoda's carriage includes him and Gui Mei, and the other party doesn't want to talk, has a dark face and doesn't like to make jokes, so there are not many topics. I also talked about does not raise. The interests are also different spoken. Wang Xiao finally was unable to spit out Gui Mei. That Xioma, are you not tired from holding your face all day? Or who owes you millions of gold coins and hasn't paid it back? The vice-born looks like nothing to love. If so, then please tell me and I will help you blow the debt back. But the previous question is first negotiate the commission. I don't have the habit of free service. Mei glared at him immediately. You little devil, your words are not big or small you call Xiom. Let's talk about it. I'm very upset I can't pull my face to mind your own business. You brat, and you're squeaky and crooked, and be careful that your crown blows your head. Cough cough, big brother, don't be impatient, don't be impatient. Everyone is a civilized person, why did you get angry and hurt your bones? Wang Zio was also unhappy and said, what is it not called Ziomai? Is it called Big Mei or 2, 3 or 7, 8 or 9 and 13? Go go go, Guimei said with a sullen look. Whatever is called, don't bring a girl character anyway. That's called old ghost, Wang Zio asked. Guimei said even more bitterly, old ghost is also called by you. Do you think you are Zioaju? Dare to call me old ghost? Are you qualified? If you want to call, you have to wait until you reach level 96 or above. Call again. Well, it shouldn't be too far, dream you. Guimei was unable to complain. Facts speak louder than words. One day you will accept this reality. Then I can look forward to it. Don't worry, I won't let you wait for a long time. Wang Zio was shrugged with a helpless look. That can't be called this and that's not good. What is it called? Call you Guimei. Guimei pondered for a while and felt that he was such a tilted Douluo, the facade of the dignified spirit hall elder. Why should I embarrass a talented youngster? If this were to reach Bibai Dong's ears, what would she think? She thought she was embarrassed by a talented youngster on the road, and she would inevitably show her face. It's called elder and it's okay. Don't be called Zioma Meimei. I am a man, let alone call me Meimei. Okay, then call Meimei elder Meimei and I'm ready. Mei twitched his lips and smiled openly. It's almost, a few days later, carriage has entered Spirit City. This is the headquarters of Spirit Hall, located at the junction of Heaven Du Empire and Star Luo Empire, the two empires. Completely in the jurisdiction of Spirit Hall, the two empires have no ownership rights. Spirit City is a special existence. Become the holy land of all soul masters, the place to yearn for. In Spirit City, the soul master is probably the most indispensable. After all, Spirit Hall is the organizer of all soul masters. Finally arrived in Spirit City, Wang Zio looked out from the car window. The street was spacious and bright. The houses on both sides were also built neatly and beautifully, and there were fountain facilities in the square in the distance, which was completely prosperous. Ka-cha. The carriage stopped before and after a magnificent building in Spirit City. Little devil, here we are. Guimei prompts and gets up and gets out of the car. This is the Supreme Pontiff Palace in Spirit City Spirit Hall. Wang Zio is also the first time in Spirit City. Regarding Supreme Pontiff Palace, he still read the original book of Douluo Continent without personal experience, so it is both familiar and unfamiliar. Now that I have the opportunity to face each other directly, I feel naturally different. Guimei didn't talk nonsense, and took Wang Zio directly into the Supreme Pontiff Palace to meet Bibai Dong. In Ryuota's Arch is a great hall with golden walls. Although the style is good, when Wang Zio walks inside, the air appears grim. Inside the temple and outside the temple there is a sharp contrast. It is simply two worlds. It's not an exaggeration that it can be described as lifeless. As soon as Wang Zio looked up, he saw a young woman leaning on a sitting posture with Erlang's legs tilted up on a large chair on the stairs above the great hall. This is an elegant woman, have exquisite facial features and sharp eyelids, especially her eyes like tiger amber eyes are even more beautiful and charming. But her face is as cold as ice and frost and she has no emotions. Who knows what she has experienced before is so cold. With a cold look, even a man like Wang Zio couldn't help but move the compass when he saw him. Have tender, protective feelings for the fairer sex immediately to this poor woman. Secretly, I should use the little sun in my heart to shine on her, bring her warmth, bring light to her and illuminate her careful heart. Wang Zio laughed, this woman wearing a crown in front of him besides Bibai Dong under Supreme Pontiff. Is there any other woman who can enjoy this kind of treatment? At this moment, Bibai Dong, who was sitting on the Supreme Pontiff seat, also noticed the teenager below and swept away his cold eyes. Wang Zio happened to meet Bibai Dong's gaze, and then, cough cough, Guimei beside me saw Wang Zio like this boldly look directly under Supreme Pontiff's crown, and immediately coughed twice as a reminder. Wang Zio then retracted his gaze. Guimei respectfully said to Bibai Dong on the ladder, under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, this is the talented youngster I took over from Niuding City Spirit Hall with innately full spirit power and twin spirits, Wang Zio. Although Wang Zio looks like a teenager, he is only over 6 years old. He said that he went to the hunting forest in recent days because he absorbed after a 30,000-year spirit beast spirit ring the body mutated. I have learned about this with the spirit master on duty in the Spirit Hall of Niuding City. It's true, please Supreme Pontiff, don't worry. Wang Zio glanced at the hall but did not find the silhouette of the chrysanthemum pass. It should be that Bibai Dong didn't notify him to be there, no matter if Zioaju is not there, save trouble. Yeah, Bibai Dong complied, his half-lying body just sat up and started to look at the young man standing under the stairs. I saw him wearing a red robe with good facial features and perfect body shape. He was so handsome all over his body. Sure enough, he is a genius but a beautiful boy. For a top-ranked titled Douluo like her, the 30,000-year spirit ring is no longer in her sight, so there is no fluctuation in her heart. What she is curious about is that a 6-year-old just awakened teenager, even if it is innately full spirit power, is impossible to absorb a 30,000-year spirit ring at once, and also can live well without exploding flowers. Still level 42, spirit ancestor. It is indeed a miracle. Gui Mei didn't say much, and the acquaintance stood aside and said to her heart, "This Zaya Aju, where did she go fooling around?" Originally, he was the one who picked up this kid on this business trip. If he hadn't thrown his heart and pretended to be sick, Supreme Pontiff wouldn't let me go. Speaking of which, I am too straightforward, not as mindful as Xiaoju. Blame yourself. Wang Xiao is also looking at Bibaidong on the latter seat. Obviously, Bibaidong today is no longer the innocent, lovely, and pure Bibaidong of the teenage years, but a bitter woman. It can be seen from her cold face and cold eyes that she has lost the most basic trust in the fireworks in the world. Wang Xiao can see what this woman is thinking at a glance. Although she's very strong, she's extremely fragile and lonely in her heart. This is also the saddest part of her. The man she once hated the most and the man she loved the most have been far away from her. So in addition to giving herself strength, she still gives herself strength. Are you the talented youngster Wang Xiao? Bibaidong under the crown of Supreme Pontiff finally opened his mouth and asked Wang Xiao. That cold icy voice I heard Wang Xiao hit a shivered one word, cold two words, cold three words, ling ling lang. For such a cold woman, this is the first time that Wang Xiao, a man of 2 generations, has met. How can she not be surprised, and not exciting cough cough tilde Wang Xiao coughed twice after learning what Gui Mei was just now. He wanted to settle down for a while. This caused Gui Mei, who was standing on one side, to roll his eyes and said to his heart, "This kid, don't you know that this cough cough is exclusive to Douluo and he dare to learn it? Damn, is my age already not in, or are you really old, or has the times really changed? Even a yellow-haired boy dare to ride on his head and pull s." Gui Mei shook his head, looking confused, feeling unlovable. Under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, in fact, I am not a talented youngster. Wang Xiao denied that others put the word genius on his head. Some bitterly laughed. If you want to talk about a genius, Tang San is a genius. He just took a ride and was hit by a pie in the sky by accident. Not a man who signed into the system and opened a foreigner. So Supreme Pontiff, please stop calling me a talented youngster in the future, okay? That's called what? Supreme Pontiff was frowned, feeling that this young man didn't put himself in the crown of Supreme Pontiff too much since he dared to question his own words. Wang Xiao said with a smile. Under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, just call me Xiao Xiao or Xiao Xiao. It looks kind and affectionate. P. Gui Mei on the side of this. Really can't stand it anymore. This kid is too regardless of the law and of natural morality. Since he dared to ridicule Supreme Pontiff face to face, relying on his rectal cancer, Ben Douluo visually estimated that he would definitely not live in Spirit City for 20. It takes 4 hours to hang up. Bibaidong is also very angry. In the entire Supreme Pontiff Palace, even Ghost Ju second elder dare not be so unreasonable to himself. But he is good, a brat, hair's not even grown yet, dare to be arrogant and despotic before the crown. If this continues, even if he is a talented youngster, it is estimated that it will be difficult to be controlled by himself in the future. For your own use, no, it seems that we must suppress and suppress, otherwise it will encourage his arrogance. Not only will it not be used by my spirit hall in the future, but it may also nurturing a tiger to invite calamity to lay a safety hazard around me. I think it's better to look at his strength first. If it turns out that he is a talented youngster and it's safe to accept it if you take it slowly, I don't believe I can't take him down. If not, then ka-cha him. Xiao Xiao, first release your spirit and spirit ring. Let me see if you are eligible to join Spirit Hall as a seed student cultivation. To Gui Mei's expectation, Bibaidong didn't get angry right away. Only a slight sneer flashed at the corner of his mouth. Ding! Congratulations to Xiao Xiao for successfully signing in at Supreme Pontiff Palace. Reward, Rose Spirit. Note, it will arrive later, please pay attention to check it. Sign into the system. Luo Lian suddenly said, good stuff. Wang Xiao slightly smiled. Sign in is okay, not much to say, taking 10 steps back, intending to show his strength to Bibaidong. This moment, a sound of footsteps interrupted the silence in the hall. Chapter 36. 36 Under the crown. I heard that old ghost brought a talented youngster, so I brought Nana to take a look. Wang Xiao heard the voice, looked back, and saw that a tall, middle-aged man came in with 3 little bobbies. 2 of them are boys, one is a girl with blonde hair and a beautiful woman in the making. She looks like she's only 7 or 8 years old. Xin said, this tall man, needless to say, is the Chrysanthemum Pass. The 3 children must be Zai Yue, Yan, and Hu Liena. Interesting. Didn't expect. On the first day I came to Supreme Pontiff Palace, I met 3 seed students of Supreme Pontiff Palace Golden Generation. Zai Yue, Yan, Hu Liena, seeing the face of only one teenager in the temple, all turned their eyes to him. I have to say that Wang Xiao is strange to the 3 of them. Chrysanthemum Guan brought the 3 children to Bibaidong on the stairs, and immediately let them stand aside, never daring to say anything again, waiting for Bibaidong's answer. Well, Ju Elder, this Wang Xiao is the talented youngster brought by Mei Elder from New Ding City Spirit Hall. So that's how it is. Chrysanthemum Guan laughed, immediately turned his attention to his side. Wang Xiao immediately felt that the spirit power fluctuations from the body of the Chrysanthemum Pass were oncoming. Sure enough, it is Titan Douluo. This kind of oppression force is not available in ordinary spirit masters. Okay, Zio, you can start to show your true strength. Let everyone see if you are suitable to join our spirit hall. The seed student who focuses on cultivation, Bibai Dong straight to the point said. Her patience is obviously limited. Don't want to waste 1 minute on an extra person. Read it early and rush people early. Good grades and income not good, expelled immediately. After all, the most indispensable thing in Spirit City is the soul master. Even more, how here's a place where geniuses gather. As the host of Spirit Hall, only a genius amongst geniuses can enter her Dharma vision. The average genius does not even blink his eyes. How can Wang Zio not understand that Spirit Hall does not support idlers, let alone waste time and resources on an ordinary spirit master? The people at Jihuaguan glanced at each other, and at the same time they cast their gazes on Wang Zio. Whether it is a talented youngster or not, it can be seen right away. Gui Mei, who has only one side, is calm and composed. Having seen Wang Zio's true ability, he naturally doesn't need to look at second time anymore. In terms of strength, absolutely genuine. Then he turned his gaze to Jihuaguan and the three children as if watching them have a good show. Wang Zio also raised the corners of his mouth and sneered across it. Wang Zio immediately took a step forward, the spiritual power fluctuated throughout his body, and the first spirit ring lit up under his body. A white spirit ring. Hahaha, people at Jihuaguan met Wang Zio's first white spirit ring and immediately laughed out loud. That's a talented youngster. I think it's a wasteful youngster, Chrysanthemum Guan immediately complained. The first spirit ring is only 10 years old and I dare to claim it. Talented youngster, under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, this old ghost will not be dim-sighted from old age. If you look at it, all garbage will be brought to our spirit hall. We may hearing this and not angry, there was a hint of sympathy for this old friend on his face, and my heart said that Xiaoju is small, now I will make you happy for a while and wait for you to cry. Bibai Dong immediately glared at the chrysanthemum pass and the power in his hand lifted it to the ground for a while, and a wave of spirit power spread from her and filled the entire great hall. Angrily said, impudent. Before the results come out, just shut me up. Chrysanthemum closed a shivered, stepped back, and didn't dare to speak anymore. To be honest, when Bibai Dong saw that the first spirit ring released by Wang Zio was only a 10-year spirit ring, his heart was cold. Not too optimistic about him. Uime stared at Chrysanthemum Guan, seeing him look embarrassed, and she felt happy. Wang Zio didn't say much and didn't have time to pay attention to the perseverance of Jihuaguan and the three little children. He took the second step before looking towards. Another yellow spirit ring rose from his feet. 100 to 100 years of spirit ring. Chrysanthemum Guan didn't expect, and the boy in front of him still had 100 years of spirit ring. Well, and it's a 900-year-old Datura snake spirit ring. Guime added. 100 years. Now the three, including Jihuaguan and Zai Yue, were shocked. Chrysanthemum said with concern, 900 years, isn't it almost 1,000 years? At this moment, even Bibai Dong, who is sitting on the stairs, has a touch of movement in his eyes, to say that a teenager can absorb the spirit ring of 900 years. They believe that Wang Zio in front of him is just a child who is less than 7 years old and has just awakened, even if he is innately full spirit power. It is also impossible to absorb the 900-year spirit ring and it is still intact. Bibai Dong was also innately full spirit power back then, too. How can we stop a few people from moving? A 900-year-old spirit ring has bluffed a few people. And there are still thousands, tens of thousands of years. How do they face it? Wang Zio laughed, walked forward out of the third step, and immediately a purple spirit ring lit up from under his feet. Now Jihuaguan's face is all green. Didn't expect a little child and a 1,000-year spirit ring. Under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, this is an 8,000-year spirit ring. Gui Mei explained for a while, then turned his eyes to the chrysanthemum pass. Seeing him embarrassed, my heart was full of pleasure. Zin said, Xiaoju, wasn't it trembling just now? Give it a try again and there will be surprises waiting for you later. And the three children Juliana, who had just looked at the jokes, are now gone, leaving only a look of surprise. Even Bibai Dong in the seat is satisfied and nodded, expressed his praise. Wang Zio did not stop and stepped forward out of the fourth step, and a black spirit ring lighted up from under his feet again. Wan Wanian spirit ring. After seeing the fourth spirit ring released by Wang Zio, Chrysanthemum couldn't even talk about it. Under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, this is Wang Zio's fourth spirit ring, a 30,000-year-old reverse-scale spirit beast spirit ring. Gui Mei explained again, hearing that for 30,000 years the entire Great Hall was quiet. Not to mention the chrysanthemum pass, several people in Zai Yue were speechless in shock. Even Bibai Dong in the seat was shocked. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Waiting for a few people to react, thinking that it would be over, Wang Zio suddenly stepped forward again at fifth step. A red spirit the ring lights up under him, illuminating the audience. That's a 100,000-year spirit ring. Jihuaguan stammered suddenly, making it difficult to speak. It's unbelievable whether this kid is a genius or a devil. The 30,000-year spirit ring is that's all, since it has also absorbed a 100,000-year spirit ring. Be aware that the spirit ring that I and the old ghost level 95 titled Douluo have absorbed is only tens of thousands of years old. But he is fine, he is less than 7 years old since he can absorb 100,000 years of spirit ring. Is this a soul master or an evildoer? Not only the chrysanthemum passed but Gui Mei himself was shocked. After all, he only knew that Wang Xiao had a 30,000-year spirit ring. He didn't want him to keep a hand, there was a 100,000-year-old. I wanted to say something but I got stuck in my throat and couldn't say it. My heart said even I was blinded by this kid. Obviously there is a 10,000-year spirit ring. In Wuhun City Spirit Hall I didn't reveal it to myself, it was only released now. Didn't it even hit me in the face? This kid really underestimated him, even a spirit hall elder of mine dared to be blinded. It is really bold. But in front of Bibai Dong he didn't dare to accuse him, so he could only swallow this breath. After Bibai Dong was surprised, he immediately glared at Gui Mei. Mei Elder, didn't you say that Wang Xiao has only 4 spirit rings? Why is there a 5th one? Gui Mei was speechless for a while. Wang Xiao immediately said, under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, this matter is not to blame Elder, but I was afraid that the impact would be too great, so I didn't release the 5th spirit ring, so Elder didn't know that I had about the 5 spirit rings. Mei immediately pointed. Mingxia, Wang Xiao said it is true and I have not lied. If Wang Xiao stays, all of you will retreat first. After thinking for a while, Bibai Dong said to him. Yes, Mingxia. Gui Mei didn't dare to stay longer and immediately walked out of the Great Hall. Boom. The Great Hall door also followed the chrysanthemum gate and a few people left and closed tightly. Now in the entire Great Hall only Wang Xiao and Bibai Dong are left. The air stopped at once, calmed down and restored the dead silence just now. Chapter 37. 37 This situation and situation. Wang Xiao, be alert, afraid. Just like that, locked in the little black house in Bibai Dong. Wang Xiao, think about this poor woman, she's not a good kind. In the words of that world, it is a complete tigress. It's okay if you don't show off like a little sheep, pitiful, the thief makes people hurt. Once the sheep gets angry, the sheep will instantly become fat wolves, terribly, otherwise she wouldn't have been seriously injured after the battle between Qian Yu disease and Tang Hao. When she was in danger, she would ka-cha him. In the face of such a woman who is soft on the outside and strong on the inside, there is no other way. You must not meet force with force. Only soft and strong is the last word and the most basic law of Douluo continent. Wang Xiao took a look. With his current level 12 strength, facing a level 99 peak Douluo, he simply has no chance of winning. Xin said Bibai Dong really wants to use 36 stratagems against himself. In addition to running, he still runs. I believe that Bibai Dong, no matter how good it is, should not be able to run his surging waves subtle steps accelerated version of lightweight art. Bibai Dong on the stairs has been staring motionlessly at Wang Xiao under the seat for dozens of minutes without blinking. Wang Xiao doesn't know what she is looking at. Anyway, there is no discomfort because when Bibai Dong is staring at him, he is also staring at Bibai Dong. Only saw Bibai Dong's whole body clearly, it was truly wonderful. I saw her in a dazzling long dress which set off her almost perfect figure. There are hundreds of blue, red and gold gems on the dress. The 9-curved purple gold crown on his head is even more ostentatious. The 2-meter-long scepter in his hand is inlaid with countless precious stones, which is even more a symbol of power. Of course, there are also the long legs of a pair of slender. Although she is no longer young, she is still beautiful, as if she was still the young woman in her 30s. It can be seen that she is not old at all, and she is a little more charming and mature than girlhood. Maybe this is the real Bibai Dong, a beautiful female powerhouse. Suddenly Bibai Dong rises from the ground, his spirit power fluctuates abnormally. Then I took my long legs step by step and walked down the stairs gracefully. She just wanted to take a closer look at the difference between the talented youngster in front of her and other talented youngsters. Wang Xiao stands in place, motionless. But in my heart, it was really wonderful. I was worried about whether Bibai Dong would really be against him. In order to eliminate opponents who might be stronger than her, he smashed himself in the cradle in advance. In a word of that world, woman's heart, seabed needle, the most poisonous woman's heart, woman, etc. Wang Xiao can't guarantee that Bibai Dong's personality won't do this. Bibai Dong walked all the way to Wang Xiao, then went around him 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circle before he walked behind his back, turned his back and said, Xiao, are you really willing to join our spirit hall? What do you mean? I have been standing here restless for a long time. The exciting plot has just begun. Wang Xiao is unable to vomit. I do. Bibai Dong's eyes lit up. Then you. Will you be my discipline? Is it so fast? Cough cough. Wang Xiao was a little caught off guard. But yes, but is there any benefit? Good, you little Xiao. Ben Mayan Zianai Spirit Hall Supreme Pontiff. Under 1 person above 10,000 people can you lose your benefits? Bibai Dong tried his best to suppress the blazing fire in his heart and still said in a cold tone. Of course, as long as you are willing to become my discipline, the benefits will be great. But my spirit hasn't been released yet. You're not afraid to take it away and regret it and kill me again, right? Bibaidong was so angry that his teeth were itchy, really wanting to bite him to death, and then turned back and stared. Then release spirit, let the teacher see. Wang Xiao's spirit power fluctuated immediately. His left hand opened, 100 treasure glazed tile pagoda spirit released, right hand opened, bloodvein spirit release. Bibaidong's heart is startled, both are tool spirits, and how does this tower resemble the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda of colored glass sect ending Fengjai in 7 chambers? The difference is that this one has 100 layers. Is it a variant 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda? Xiao, what is your relationship with 7 treasure glazed tile school? What relationship? Oh, it does matter. Ending Fengjai is my uncle, my mother is his sister. Wang Xiao said solemnly, but I am an elder sister, I am actually an orphan. Orphans. Speaking of orphans, Bibaidong thought of himself through childhood and didn't know who and where his parents were. Well, my fate is bitter. From the beginning of birth I was destined to have a rough fate, suffering from extreme suffering and torture in the world. I don't know, I haven't seen my parents since I was born. I have been parasite at 7 treasure glazed tile school. Plus school master Enning, I didn't wait to see me. Through childhood I was ruined by sex children and insulted in every possible way. If it weren't for my Wang Xiao's hard life, I'm known as Douluo continent, a record that has never been approached and will never be approached again. Undying cockroach, I'm afraid it's not me who is standing here and talking to you. My soul is gone. Woo woo woo. Wang Xiao suddenly fell to his knees, hugged Bibaidong's thigh, and then weeping bitter tears. Tusk. That pitiful little appearance. As long as it is a personal meeting, his heart will be melted by him. Bibaidong was taken aback by his sudden surprise. I was bitten by a snake once and I was afraid of manhole covers for 10 years. She struggled a few times immediately but found that she couldn't escape. It has been more than 10 years, no one dared to approach her like this, let alone skinship. Besides that man, Wang Xiao was the second. Wang Xiao didn't want to tell the truth, however there is nothing to hide, so I speak frankly. I also hope to win Bibaidong's favor. After all, they have something in common with her, they are all orphans, the same sickness, so that's how it is. Seeing his speak frankly, Bibaidong didn't kick him out. By the way, who is that Xiaoqiang? Xiaoqiang. It is the strongest creature everywhere, and its life force is extremely strong. It can never be beaten or killed. In fact, it is a kind of insect, Xiaoqiang, just as people from hometown gave it a nickname, meaning life force is tenacious. Then Xiao, can you get up? Wang Xiao just woke up and did something that all men of Douluo continent would not dare to do. It was just an accident. Fortunately, Bibaidong didn't show his power, otherwise he must have come in standing up and went out lying down today, so he quickly released his hand and flashed to 3 feet away. Although 7 treasure glazed tile school is one's own enemy, as long as you can stabilize a genius like Wang Xiao and use it, it is definitely a problem. If I'm right, your glazed tower is a mutated 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda. Well, I have 100 floors, but it's not comparable to that 7 layer. Wang Xiao said heartily. Although his 100 treasure glazed tile pagoda has nothing to do with 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda, I have to say so. I can't say that I have a system, it's all from the system. It is estimated that Bibaidong can't understand it either and will drive himself out as mental illness. No matter how stupid I am, I will never make such a low-level mistake. Then what are the characteristics of your bloodvein spirit? In fact, what she meant is to say that if both are auxiliary spirit, then there is no offensive and self-protection ability. You have to rely on others to protect his safety, which is indeed not perfect for an auxiliary soul master. If Wang Xiao's twin spirits have only auxiliary abilities but no offensive power, then Bibaidong is still willing to choose a disciple with battle strength spirit to take over in consideration of his successor. So after seeing that the 2 spirits of Wang Xiao are both auxiliary system tool spirit, it is inevitable to be a little disappointed. In this regard, Nana's beast spirit has more advantages than his auxiliary system spirit. Wang Xiao also knows that bloodvein spirit has been fixed as an auxiliary system spirit, and his twin spirits, it seems, should only have auxiliary, no battle strength. This is not perfect. I also saw a hint of disappointment from Bibaidong's face. This is also normal. After all, in Douluo continent the battle strength soul master is still the respect, and the auxiliary system is the second. But my own bloodvein spirit is not the kind of bloodvein spirit that they think has only auxiliary and no battle strength. Of course, Wang Xiao immediately controlled the bloodvein spirit, allowing him to play to his due advantage. Scarlet bloodvein spirit tilde. The scarlet bloodvein spirit immediately grows rapidly in his hands. In a short while the stalks grew to a length of 100 meters, with hundreds of roots crawling all over the body of Bibaidong and himself. Teacher, this is its advantage, not only auxiliary but also binding offensive. Bibaidong did not speak, his eyes turned to the leaves on the cane above. It is different from the leaves of bloodvein. Your bloodvein leaves are very different. Should have mutated after absorbing the spirit ring. You all know. Wang Xiao laughed. The teacher discerning eye, it is also true. It mutated into 6 feather leaves after absorbing the 10-year spirit ring of the first 6-winged jade centipede spirit beast. Sharp, it can rotate 360 degrees freely and the cutting force is super strong. Bang bang bang, thought of it, and the 6 feathers of Bloodvine's body immediately looked like a propeller. Rotate the same. Xiao is indeed a talented youngster, a Bloodvine spirit that only has auxiliary and also has offensive. Although it was produced after mutation, I have to admit that his extraordinary natural talent can only possess this 10,000th. A coincidence, Bibai Dong is relieved now. After receiving such an excellent, talented youngster disciple supporting an attacking spirit, his position in Spirit Hall and Douluo continent will be more stable in the future. Xiao, take back your spirit. Wang Xiao took it back immediately. The crisis is lifted. Bibai Dong then took out a red card from the spirit tool. Xiao, this is a martial arts soul coin card which stores 10,000 gold coins, which is given to you by the teacher. Meeting ceremony. 1,000. Wang Xiao is overjoyed, didn't expect to pick up a cheap Supreme Pontiff beautiful teacher. Since there are still 10,000 gold coins posted upside down, where can I find this kind of pie in the sky? Think about the harder life in that world, and then look at the current treatment. It's almost. Thank you, teacher. Wang Xiao thanked him. Come with me. Bibai Dong turned around and walked towards the door. Wang Xiao followed closely from behind, looking at her back. There is a sense of indescribable happiness. Hatilda suddenly, he roared towards the sky and let out a burst of devilish laughter. This provokes Bibai Dong's attention. Is this Xiao too easy to get overwhelmed? But that's great. A person who can be bought by himself with a lot of money is not afraid that he will not obey his arrangements obediently. If you have people like Tang Hao, Xiaogang, and Fengzhai, no matter how much you give them, you won't necessarily be obedient. And this kid, on the contrary, 10,000 gold coins, he is happy to be like this, and then he will be given more benefits in the future. That is not to let him move. Gui Mei and Zai Yue waited for more than an hour outside the door before seeing Bibai Dong and Wang Xiao walk out side by side. This gave a few people a head start. Ju Huaguan looked dumbfounded and said to her heart, when Mainxia became so reasonable since she can walk side by side with a brat who has just joined the spirit hall. Bibai Dong walked directly in front of a few people, glanced at them, and finally fixed his gaze on Zai Yue's face. That Zai Yue, from today onwards, Wang Xiao has officially become a spirit hall student, and you are in the same dormitory. Can you take him to the dormitory? Okay, Zai Yue immediately agreed. Although he's displeased with his current status, how can he be qualified to say nothing in front of Supreme Pontiff? Unless you think your life is too long, you hit Bibai Dong's scepter. Don't say that their 3 little children dare not. Even elder-level subordinates such as Huaguan and Gui Mei have never dared to disobey her orders. Gui Mei looks at the backs of several children. Among them, Hu Liana is the one he loves most. Mayan, so you have accepted this kid as a disciple. P. Chrysanthemum Guan also cast a questioning look at Bibai Dong. Although she guessed pretty close, she still wanted to hear her speak out. Bibai Dong regained his gaze from the backs of several people. Xiao has an extraordinary natural talent, innately full spirit power and twin spirits. This is similar to me, and it can be regarded as having the same title. Fate, we can focus on training to become the next generation's successors. The two have heard, nodded, and have nothing to say. Just now, the two of Wang Xiao's strength have seen it with his own eyes and can be accepted as a disciple by Bibai Dong, and the two are also convinced. Chapter 38. Boom. Zai Yue pushed open the door of a dormitory hard and pointed to Wang Xiao next to him. Boy, this is our dormitory. Is also your name? Yes. Wang Xiao gave Zai Yue a chestnut to let him experience it for himself. On one side, Yan and Hu Yuina saw him furious with Zai Yue, but they dared not speak. They saw Wang Xiao's 5th spirit ring at the Supreme Pontiff Palace just now, but it was 100,000 years of red. Just because he is just over 6 years old, he can absorb 100,000 years of spirit ring, and the 3 dare not mess with it. Even more, how a few talents absorbed the 2nd spirit ring. The spirit grandmaster, who was only in the 20s, how dare to provoke a spirit king of more than 50. Zai Yue also dared not say anything and led Wang Xiao into it and changed her words. Brother Xiao, you sleep between me and Nana. Hu Liana, hearing this, pretty face blushed. Yan's face is wonderful. No one in the whole dormitory knows that he likes Nana, but there is anyway. I'm only a spirit grandmaster and Wang Xiao is a spirit king. How could it be that he provoked him? Furthermore, this is arranged by Nana's big brother so he can say something. In order not to be boring, Yan had to turn around and leave alone. The law of Douluo continent powerhouse is respected is well understood by Yan. Let's talk about other places first. Just say that the highest level Spirit Hall Academy opened in this Spirit City Spirit Hall is also a place where the survival of the fittest law powerhouse is respected. Here, the students fight each other fiercely, which is commonplace. The competition is fierce, as you can imagine. This kind of survival of the fittest training rule is not available in other academies. Spirit Hall does everything in order to squeeze out the potential of the students. Wang Xiao walked inside and glanced at the entire dormitory. It was quite big. Also, sun shone brightly against the wall on the left. There is a big shop, a mix of men and women. One bunk can sleep about 10 places. There are quilts in the other 9 positions. Only one has no quilt and one is empty. Wang Xiao just sleeps on this. That's okay, Wang Xiao nodded, immediately took off his shoes, coat and pants and lay down on the bed. I realized that I didn't have a quilt in my place, and I glanced at it on both sides, so I walked over with my hand and covered my whole body, including my head. Wang Xiao's multi-day journey fatigue did not sleep well on the carriage, so I wanted to sleep well. Zai Yue shook his head, glanced back at the younger sister on one side and then turned around and left the dormitory. You return the quilt to me? Wang Xiao was about to close his eyes and sleep comfortably when he heard Hu Liena screaming. The quilt on his body was also being covered. People pull. What do you want to do with this little pepper? Wang Xiao immediately grabbed the quilt on his body, only showing his head and looked towards the blonde little girl. Nana, I want to rest, don't disturb me. Hu Liena again angrily and anxiously. This quilt belongs to me, I can't cover it for you. No wonder this quilt has a special fragrance. It turned out to be so. I thought this little girl wanted to find I'm in trouble. Is there any way? I just came here and there is no quilt to cover. Can't you tell me to sleep outside, right? After Wang Xiao finished speaking, he looked up and down. Hu Liena got up. I found that this little girl, although she was only 11 or 12 years old, was enchanting and beautiful, and her almost perfect body proportions had already shown her. In 2 or 3 years, absolutely outstanding you can. According to the plot in the original book of Douluo continent, Hu Liena as an adult is indeed even more enchanting. Especially after her spirit fox grows up, her whole body is more charming. Wang Xiao came to Spirit City this time for 3 main purposes. The first one is to see Bibai Dong's true face, then hug his thigh, and so on. The second is Hu Liena. She must be dealt with. Of course, it's a bit early now, so you can play the emotional card first. Then I don't care anyway, my quilt will not be covered for you. Hu Liena refused to compromise and continued to grab the quilt. Okay, you forced me. Wang Xiao simply let go of his hand and Hu Liena successfully grabbed his own quilt. Hu Liena was hugging her bed happily. Suddenly her feet sank and she was startled and immediately looked at it. It turned out to be a pair of hands. Look at the owner of the hand again. It turned out that Wang Xiao didn't know when he had already arrived behind him and hugged one of his legs. Are you going to let me go? Nana, I'm going to die soon. Wang Xiao suddenly trembled his hands and foamed at the mouth. Hu Liena was very frightened when he saw this. He was fine just now, why suddenly? Wang Xiao, what about you? Wang Xiao, I was slurred, my whole body continued to tremble and my mouth continued to spray with white foam. My heart said, Nana, don't you know I have been cold since I was a child and I will have a cold as soon as I catch it. It may be that you grabbed my quilt just now and caught the cold for a while and then it happened again. Nana, I don't blame you. If you blame it, I blame myself. Life is bitter just like this at a young age. How can I live in the future? Cold, good cold. How poor Xiao, isn't it just a quilt? What if you cover him? Hu Liena immediately withdrew his hand and returned his quilt to Wang Xiao's bed. Xiao, I was not good just now. I am sorry for causing your old illness to relapse, I'm sorry. Well, this girl looks domineering and unattainable on the surface, but in fact she's very kind in her heart. It's just that the requirements are a little bit more demanding and the average man really can't get her. If I didn't turn on the plug-in, I'm afraid I wouldn't even have the chance to meet her, let alone be in the same academy, the same dormitory, the same bed, the same master, and the same building with her. Quilt. Now that there is an opportunity, how can I miss it? How is it? Wang Xiao suddenly screamed. His hands slipped from her thighs and she lay straight on the ground, stretched straight, her whole body convulsed and her mouth foamed more severely. What should I do? Hu Liena almost burst into tears and hurriedly stretched out her slender white hands, grabbed Wang Xiao's shoulder and pushed a few times. Xiao, don't you scare me. Wake up soon. Finally hit. Wang Xiao is amused, making sure to hold the painful color on his face, then slightly opened his eyes, weakly said, I'm fine, Nana, this is an old problem. As long as you stay warm for a while you will be fine. Then can you move? She asked with concern. It can be, but I am afraid I have to press the watch. After saying that, Wang Xiao kicked his legs on the ground, spinning in place, shaking in circles. Hu Liena was speechless for a while, so he could only do it himself and immediately exhausted all his strength to lift him up from the ground and finally helped him to lie down on the bed. Just picked up his own quilt, helped him cover it and asked softly, Are you better? How can it be so fast? At least it has to be 1 hour, it may be longer. Blame me. Hu Liena suddenly bent down, took off his shoes, took off his coat and only then drilled. Going into the bed, hugged him and said, Xiao, this way I can warm up sooner. Wang Xiao's eyes were wide open, pretending to be sick just for her. This quilt is nothing more than a quilt. Whoever wants to be self-defeating, she doesn't care if she is serious, how can she still? This kind of thing is really beyond my expectation. but I can't bear to refuse, so I can only do this, and there is no other way. At this moment, a plant the size of a thumb but no longer than about 1 inch floated from the door and got into the quilt. Wang Zio immediately felt that he immediately looked inside, and saw that inside of Danshan was surrounded by the blood-vein spirit in the center. There was an extra green plant beside the blood-vein spirit. He said that this should be the sign-in for Supreme Pontiff Palace. Rose spirit from system. Ding, your black rose spirit has arrived, please check it. System Luo Li said. Wang Zio hearing this. System younger sister, what's the use of this rose spirit? I already have a plant spirit, no need to come again. Oh, system sending this of course has its use. What's the use? You are talking about it. Ding legend, Kainwei goes crazy when she meets love. When they grow, their thorny flower stems will bind to everyone present until they suffocate. Is also the most fragile flower. As long as someone says it is not beautiful, it will wither instantly. Ding, their most beautiful moments are in full bloom on the 7th night. Ding, Rose Goddess takes pleasure in torturing the world and uses its petals to create 2 unchanging names. One is Bai Weiliang and the other is Bai Weilian. Wang Zio heard this nodded. So does it represent the beginning and end of love? Ding, but there is another, the legend is a legend after all. Sha tilde, but at this moment the green rose from his grow in the body and begin to absorb the spirit power in the body, and it grows quickly. After the thorny stems and leaves bind up and down all over the body, they go to the side of Hu Liena binding. Hu Liena struggled a few times before suffocating and lying there motionless. Is this legend true? Wang Zio looked at the scene in front of him. Some couldn't believe it would really grow on its own. Looking for love. Chapter 39. The rose stems and leaves continue to grow. Suddenly, a red flower bud grows from the top of the stem and leaf that grows to the highest point. The bud is ready to be released, bright and dripping. Just after that it bloomed and the red light radiated. At this moment Wang Zio saw 2 small people flying out of the flower stamen, one full of white and the other full of red. They are flying around this bright red rose lace, sometimes stop on the rose leaves, sometimes stop on rose petals. Sometimes I flew in front of Wang Zio and laughed. Sometimes he flew to Hu Liena again and kissed her face and hair. This is the red rose flower, and these 2 villains are they the legendary Bai Weiliang and Beiwei Love. Soon Bai Weiliang and Beiwei Love flew back into the flower stamen together. Then the flowers withered instantly, and the stems and leaves bound to the 2 of them also retracted into their bodies. Wang Zio laughed. My heart said, this rose spirit is really different from other plant spirits. I don't know how long it took. When Wang Zio, who was sleeping Zhengxiang, was awakened by a scream, he opened his eyes. At first glance I don't know, when in front of me there were 7 or 8 people standing in front of him, including men and women, all 11 or 12 years old. I feel that there is still a person lying next to me. Wang Zio touched it with his hand. There was a man inside, shaking all over before remembering that Hu Liena just got into her bed just to keep herself warm, but all of a sudden all fell asleep. Now that the other students living in the dormitory have come back, they have seen such a scene. As soon as Hu Liena woke up, he saw everyone screaming shyly, which is also normal. Wang Zio didn't think it was so shy. As a reincarnator, this kind of play has long been a surprise. Finally got enough sleep. Wang Zio stretched out and went to the bathroom to take a bath, leaving a few people staring at his back. For Wang Zio's calmness, several people looked at each other in blank dismay. Ziyue said in his heart, this kid tricked his younger sister into bed, and he can be so calm in front of everyone. It really is not simple. On the other side, Yan, seeing this situation, fires in his eyes and swears in his heart that he must challenge Yifan. Even if he loses, he will find a man's respect. After all, the 3 of them grew up together and have a deep relationship, and he has a good heart for Hu Liena. This suddenly came Wang Zio, and he snatched his nana. How could he not be angry? Whoever changes it won't be good for anyone. In just a few hours, the story of Wang Zio and Hu Liena sleeping on a bed was spread throughout the Spirit Hall Academy. Immediately aroused common anger, of course. Boys account for more than 2-3. As for girls, most of them hate Hu Liena, thinking that she is a little fairy who makes all the boys in the academy feel unwilling. Mainly the identity of Hu Liena, Holy Maiden. He is also a good seed, and he is also beautiful. It is also the final disciple of Bibai Dong under the crown of Supreme Pontiff, the future successor of Supreme Pontiff, but among the entire academy male students' dream girl. Now that's good. I was tricked into the bed by Wang Zio, who had just arrived at the academy in less than a day. How could it not cause public outrage? Wang Zio feels wronged about this matter. I'm pretending to be sick. Hu Liena is not fake, but the truth is not what everyone thinks. My original intention was just to deceive the quilt, and didn't expect Hu Liena to sacrifice myself to keep myself warm. However, the explanation for this kind of thing is not clear at all, and the description will become more and more dark. Wang Zio simply doesn't say anything. They just want to go whatever they want. At worst, I'm responsible for Hu Liena. I like her anyway, and I can also bear the blame. Wang Zio doesn't know this matter is far from over. The trouble has just begun. At night, Hu Liena didn't know where to bring back a quilt and threw it to Wang Zio. Without saying a word, she lay down in her flower bed and covered her head. Wang Zio said in his heart, this Hu Liena must be because of the daytime affairs, and he is still in a bad situation, hiding from him and dare not talk to himself. Never mind, I didn't want to disturb her, so I fell asleep. Second day. Hey brother Zio, wake up soon. Wang Zio, who was dreaming, was woken up suddenly and opened his eyes to see that it was Ziyue. Look at the dormitory again, and only himself and him are left. Ziyue, where are the others? Ziyue shook his head. They are all going to class. We go too. You didn't know where the classroom is when you first came here. Shall I take you there? Oh, Wang Zio thought for a while. Ziyue, then you go first and I will come later. Zin said, now that I have turned on the plug-in, I will not join in the fun with you. That's okay, you hurry up. Ziyue shook his head and walked out of the dormitory. When he arrived outside, he said to his heart that this little brother Zio, who is younger than himself, has been absorbed for 100,000 years. The spirit ring, already 5 level 12 spirit king. For a talented youngster like him, even Supreme Pontiff meets in person and arranges to the academy. No wonder he is so arrogant and conceited, supercilious. Forget it. Anyway, I can't afford to offend, so I can hide. If he can really be reused by Supreme Pontiff in the future, it's okay to fawn on him even if he finds a backer for himself in advance. If you can, it's okay to marry Nana to him. When Ziyue left the door, Wang Zio lay down and continued to sleep. Ding Zio's next sign-in location, Bibai Dong's bedroom. Note, completed within 3 days, outdated tasks are repeated and punished. System Lori said, Bibai Dong's bedroom. Wang Zio almost didn't spit out a mouthful of old blood. I said, System younger sister, do you think my life is long or something? Can her Bibai Dong's bedroom be easy to enter or want to let me go? Kaiyan Zunji's footsteps. Ding, this system will be ignored. Anyway, the task is already under. You have to go. You have to go if you don't, otherwise you won't be able to get out of this spirit for the rest of your life. City, system didn't give him back at all. Obviously, once the task comes out, even mountains of daggers and seas of flames, you have to rush to sign in. If the sign-in task is not completed, the system will continue to dispatch the sign-in task repeatedly. Until this check-in task is completed, the host can proceed to the next check-in task. Wang Zio's imposing manner is like a rainbow, and he took out his kind of essence, chi and spirit, pointing to the quilt and said, System younger sister, you are getting fatter, right? Dare to threat me, believing or not, I will leave Spirit City now and show you. Ding Zio, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. The system has already been brought here. If you leave the task location casually before the task is completed, take responsibility for the consequences. Don't blame the system for not reminding you at that time. You are also looking for the loss. Okay, I'm afraid you and I are your grandfather. Wang Zio didn't believe in this evil. I also want to give it a try. Is it true that you will be punished by the system if you leave the task location without completing the sign-in task, as the system said? Then try, don't be fooled by this system. Anyway, Bibai Dong's bedroom, I don't want to go. No doubt, this is a joke about life. Wang Zio immediately put on his clothes and used the accelerated lightweight art of surging wave subtle steps. He left the academy in lightning speed and headed towards the boundary of Spirit City. After a few hours, Wang Zio came to a forest and looked at everyone around. After passing the small forest in front, he exited Spirit City. The heart said, if I crossed the boundary and was not punished by the system, then the system would fail if I wanted to use this to threaten myself in the future. Although I made up my mind, I was still very scared. If there is a punishment, what punishment will it be? Wang Zio is taking risks with his life. Now there are only 2 paths before his eyes. Go to the Bibai Dong bedroom to sign in, or complete the test in front of you to prove that the punishment of the system is empty talk or real. Whether it is the first or the second, anyway, they are taking risks with their own lives. Wang Zio wants to choose the third way, so he can only take this step. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps. Wang Zio counted. As long as he went forward 5 steps, he would cross the boundary, leave the territory of Spirit City, and make another move. It's life or death, it depends on this step. Wang Zio finally summoned his courage, took 5 steps forward and waited 6 steps just over the boundary. Arrived on the territory of Star Luo Empire. This step is a life and death step. Wang Zio waited for a while and didn't feel any discomfort and was not punished by the system. Does it mean success, or you haven't completely walked out of the Spirit City territory yet? It may be. Then take a few steps forward. Wang Zio immediately drove the surging wave subtle steps accelerated version horsepower and walked 3 miles. I still haven't been punished by the system and I'm overjoyed. It seems that the punishments mentioned by the system don't exist. They are all bluffing myself. Fortunately, I have a lot of attention, otherwise I will really be caught by you. I'm bluffing. I thought that only human routines are deep, but didn't expect systems' routines are deeper. Ding, you left your belonging area privately without completing this sign-in task. Please return quickly and return quickly. The warning is as follows. Please return to the task within 3 seconds. If the range is not returned within 3 seconds, the punishment will be implemented immediately. System Lorien icily said. Wang Zio was taken aback. Could it be that there is a punishment? Ding, Zio did not return to the mission range within 3 seconds. Please accept the punishment of Tianlei. What? Wang Xiao looked confused. This where to go, hung long long. This moment, a dark cloud floated above Wang Xiao's head, covering it, lightning and thunder, and a lightning bolt brought by a thunder struck him over his head. Help! Wang Xiao absolutely did not expect that the punishment of the system came so quickly. Within 3 seconds, myself 3 breaths. Where is there such a quick return? 3 miles, a bit far away. There is no other way but to go back the same way. Wang Xiao, a surging wave's subtle steps accelerated version of lightweight art, escaped such a blow and then ran back frantically, saying, "System, younger sister, you are a real wolf. Ding, this system has repeatedly warned that you have to go beyond the thunder pool. In order to prevent you from making such mistakes in the future, punishment is necessary." Boom, a lightning bolt struck him again. Fortunately, Wang Xiao escaped again. It's just that the tree behind him didn't have such good luck, and it was cut into 2 pieces. The crash bang fell to the ground and the earth and wood flew wildly. Wang Xiao doesn't have time to fuck with system, so it's important to escape first. Boom tilde by one thunder. Pang tilde pang tilde after another lightning. Wang Xiao chasing after Wang Xiao, battered and exhausted, desperately fleeing within the mission range. Chapter 40 Boom. As the last thunder disappeared, the dark cloud above Wang Xiao's head finally disappeared. He also sighed in relief and finally returned to the safety sector within Spirit City, and the thunder's punishment stopped. Fortunately, I run fast. Wang Xiao secretly rejoices that he was not punished by the thunder just now, otherwise he will be miserable. After thinking for a while, this test failed. It seems that it is impossible to take the third way and only accept the first task. Who told me to have such a cold-blooded and emotionless system? Then again, without the system open plugin, it is impossible to have today no matter what. In this way we have to die with the system to the end. Anyway, we can't get out of it now, so it's better to cooperate happily. Wang Xiao took a break and immediately ran towards the academy. I ate something on the street to fill my stomach and bought dozens of roasted sausage to eat as a snack, and then share it with Juliana. Being friends with her is always impossible without any indication. Wang Xiao holds a juice drink in one hand and a grilled sausage in the other. While eating, he elated and walks into the gate of the academy. Stop! He was about to walk inside when he was stopped by 2 guards. Wang Xiao looked at himself. There was no school uniform or school badge, and it was normal to be stopped by the guard. Don't bother with them, just withdraw the token given by Bibaidong. Yesterday, Bibaidong accepted him as a disciple. He not only gave him a 10,000 gold coin storage card but also a warrant. This piece of warrant comes standard with Bibaidong, and Juliana has one, and his piece is the 3rd piece of unique and unmatched. As soon as the 2 guards saw the warrant, they immediately stepped aside and dared not speak anymore. Wang Xiao didn't say much, so he swaggered in. If you see this kind of thing a lot, you don't feel anything. Opening the door of the dormitory, there was no one inside. It should be all in class, and it was quiet. Wang Xiao entered the bathroom, put a pool of water, soaked in the bath and took a good nap. Just now in the woods I was chased by the system's thunder, but I didn't suffer less. Brother Xiao. Wang Xiao was awakened after taking a nap while he was taking a nap, and he opened it a little unpleasantly with both eyes. It turned out to be Zai Yue again. My heart said, this guy is really soul of a deceased has not yet dispersed. Woke up by him in the morning and come again in the afternoon. Zai Yue, what's the matter? Didn't you see that I'm taking a lunch break? Zai Yue looked disgusted and said to his heart, this little brother Xiao is lazy, also arrogant and conceited. If it were not for the talented youngster of exceptional natural talent, and refused to work hard to cultivation and study, I am afraid that I would not even be a salted fish. I still want to become the disciple under the crown of Supreme Pontiff. Dream no way, although they are lazy and supercilious, but at only 6 years old they reach 5 level 12 and have 5 spirit rings. The next 2 are still 10,000 years and 100,000 years old, which is annoying. People, he didn't know that Wang Xiao opened a plugin and every time he signs in he can get rewards. What kind of spirit cultivation technique etc. can